In general, we are a one-stop shop. We do residential and light commercial. And what I mean by light commercial is multifamily homes. Your condos, your townhomes, things like that. Anything that's going to have a standard shingle on the roof or vinyl siding. All the same products that we sell for individual single-family homes, we also do for fourplexes, duplexes, on up to apartments and condos. So that can be part of your marketing strategy there. We were founded in 2005. I got into the industry in 2003. I graduated from the Carlson School of Management with a degree in entrepreneurship and finance. Really kind of gave me some of the training and background that was necessary. The nice thing is I was able to use what I was learning in the classroom and actually apply it while I was learning it. That way ingraining it in my head a little bit better, so I think I got a little more out of my studies that way. We incorporated originally as College Exteriors in 2005, and you're going to want to write that down. It's College Exteriors, Inc., and that was in 2005. In 2008, we changed the name to Executive Exteriors. When I realized that my business plan for doing roofs and things like that was going to be very, very difficult to pull off by hiring all college kids, I figured it's time to change the name. You know, I got away from I started off just as a painting company, then my older brother Mark, who you guys will be meeting this weekend most likely, he came in, he had been a carpenter for 10 years. So he came in, he's like, you know, let's sell siding and windows and roofing. So we got kind of into doing all exteriors, and then I realized, geez, it's really tough in the winters to stay alive. Not a whole lot of people that want to do exterior painting when it's 0 degrees out, right? So then I got more into doing kind of the design build. So now we actually consider ourselves a full design build remodel firm. So we can actually go in, we can do full construction drawings for people, and we truly are a design build firm. We still focus mostly on remodeling, but we have done some of the big building projects like a garage addition, or Four Seasons porch, things like that. We're very capable of doing those things. We're going to get into that stuff kind of in TSB. I don't want to overwhelm you guys here with all the customer and be like, I bid it wrong, and not have to ask them for more money. That's key to me in our business. It's key to being a long-term business. I'm around to stay. I'm going to be doing this my whole life. So you better believe that I'm willing to make the investment and the long-term payoff. Service is another one. If you don't take care of your customers, you're not going to last very long. Me and Bob were having an issue with our laptop where we had to call Sprint and try and switch over the network cards. You spend an hour with them on the phone and then get hung up on. You call back and talk to a manager, spend another phone with them and get hung up. Right?
In country or out of country?
My girlfriend's phone broke down. They sent me my phone. It's not her phone. So I sent it back. And in order to get her phone, we had to go through all this questionnaire, but when I wanted my phone, they just sent it to me. But in order to get her phone, I had to go through all these questionnaires and talk to the manager, and they still sent me the wrong phone.
Yep. I can tell you guys right now, the absolute best marketing thing you can do all year long is to take care of your current customers. Hands down, the #1 marketing tactic you have. It's how most of those small guys survived when things were going great, when people were just blowing money everywhere, right? Well, people are a little bit tighter with their money now, but they're also realizing, I got to stay in the house and stuff. If you take care of your customers, they're going to take care of you. And I'm not talking about just being okay, right? You have to make people, like Ken Blanchard said, you have to make people raving fans. Any of you guys heard of that book?
Yeah.
Raving Fans by Ken Blanchard. It talks about the idea that you can provide someone with a service and they can be happy with that, and that's fine. They're not likely to refer you, even if they're ecstatic about your service. If you can touch someone emotionally, though, then they're definitely going to refer you. And they're not only going to refer you, they're going to be a raving fan. And when you got a raving fan on your side, it's better than a billboard on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that. Because who's the first person someone asks when they're thinking about doing a remodeling project? Friends and family, right? Hey, do you know of a good concrete guy?
Yeah.
I do. I got the best guy in the world. He took care of my kids, actually. I forgot to take my dog out, and he took my dog. You know, if you can touch someone in an emotional way while you give them a good service, that's how you create a raving fan. So that's how I encourage you guys to go about it. And then the last one is just cultivate your intellect. You know, you got to know what you're talking about, right? going to talk a little bit tomorrow about sales and how to educate and build trust, and how those are probably the two most important things for doing a sale. And that education piece is there, right? If you go in and you don't really know what you're talking about, the customer's going to know, right? And you're not going to get the sale. If you go in, you position yourself as an expert, you truly teach the person something, they're going to like you for it, they're going to go with you. And then if a customer asks me, what are the two things that are going to separate you from the other contractors, and I always rattle off cleanup and communication. Those are the things that people really care about, right? They expect quality work. They expect you to show up when you say you're going to show up. What are the small things that are the most common complaints? My contractor never called me. We never knew when he was coming. If he was going to be late, all he could have done was call me, right? So we kind of built into our system something called the DPR, the Daily Progress Report. So that's just a 1-minute check-in with your customer, either phone call, at the door. You can delegate that task, but you got to make sure it gets done. Give them a daily progress report. They love it. And then daily cleanup, final cleanup upon the final. We put up things like dust walls when we're working inside someone's house so that their whole house doesn't get filled with dust. We do a lot of different things that kind of go the extra mile. We're not always going to be the cheapest, but I guarantee you guys, you can feel confident when you sell a job that we are going to put the best guys in there, and they're going to do the best job that's available in today's market. So, this is my mission statement, and it's very organic. This isn't set in stone, right? You guys are now part of the company. So, one of my big things is always sitting back down and kind of revamping things. If you guys feel like something's missing here, I want to know about it. I think you'll find I'm never going to be the type of boss that's going to be like, you know, it's my way or the highway. I'm the type of guy that's like, you know, my system has worked. I'm going to teach you my system. And then after you learn it, let's sit down and say, how can we improve the system? So me and Bob sit down a lot over a beer and just say, you know, what can we fix? You know, what can we do better? But right now, the current mission statement is to create lasting value in our services and employment by offering expert knowledge, proactive communication, cutting-edge service, and memorable experiences. And that kind of sums it up, what I was talking about, right? So, if you can go to the vision statement here, I've kind of broke this down for our 4 key stakeholders. 4 key stakeholders are the people that have a stake in your company. That's the community, the people that sell us our products, our subcontractors as well, and then obviously our customers, right? So, for our employees, my real vision for you guys is that I want to deliver you a rewarding experience that just goes beyond money. Somewhere at the end of the day, you can say, you know what, I really enjoyed my time there because I feel like I became a better man. So something that's going to go a little bit deeper than the skin, educate you, make you smarter, and leave just lasting positive impacts that you can take into other areas of your life, whether that be spiritual, mental, physical, and family life. So that's my vision for you guys. My vision for our customers is to experience that feeling of peace of mind because we delivered on our promises, we communicated along the way, and we just made them happy. For our vendors and subcontractors is really foster those kind of long-term relationships, and not just looking at a subcontractor as, all right, what's the commodity of the day? You know, you take a company, what's the difference between GAF and why did I decide to get certified on their roofing products versus Certainty? Well, because I feel like my business plan aligns with GAF. Even though GAF's shingles are a little more expensive, they actually own vertically everything in their channel. So they own the company that mines the materials, the rocks. They own the company that finishes them. They own the company that does the asphalt production. So they own all the different parts of their business. They own the distribution, the whole 9 yards. So that's the biggest thing is we want to kind of do it the same way, right? We want to look at it as, all right, subcontractor, I want to get good rates from you, right? Because we got to make a profit still. But at the same time, I'm not going to beat you up on price so much that after you do one job and realize that you didn't make any money on it, they never want to work for me, or you feel you have to cut corners on the job. So there's a fine line between kicking your subs in the face and saying, you know, if you're not willing to work for that, I'll find someone else that can. And saying, let's come up with a fair plan. I'm going to expect some additional things of you, like taking care of the customer, right? Learning her dog's name, just the daily progress report, the daily cleanups. We expect a lot more of our subs than your average contractor does. And because I'm willing to pay my subs a little more, they're comfortable doing those things. So we do not always hire the cheapest labor. It's not, what's the cheapest commodity in the market that I can get today? Because it's not a commodity, guys. Labor and your people are all that you have. So because we don't buy the cheapest products and we don't hire the cheapest labor, guess what? We're not the cheapest in the market. But I tell you what, we got very fair margins, so we are still competitive in the market. We're not going to be extremely out of line on our prices. I think you guys will find our price guides are very competitive, and we can still make a pretty good profit on our jobs, hire the right guys so that nobody has any headaches, everything goes pretty smooth. And then just for the community, to be involved in a meaningful way. So one thing I did want to ask you guys, and you guys kind of think about it today, is I was thinking about doing some kind of charity event again this year. And that could be like a charity remodeling house where we go out, we could partner with a radio station or something like that and actually have people write in about an elderly woman or man that they know of that needs some work but can't afford it. And we could have them right into the radio station. They'll have a little contest. We could hire like a judges panel from like our manufacturer who would then provide the product for free, the radio station who would provide the advertising, and then maybe somebody from the community, like from HUD, and then probably somebody from our company. And then they would pick the winner out of all the entries, and then we'll go out and we'll supply the labor for a couple of days to do the project. So if that's something you guys entertain, it's definitely not required of you. But if that's something that you guys want to get involved in, let me know at the end of the day today.